Well, in case you don't already know, big companies like Zillow are wanting to buy your home. They want to buy your home. It's called Zillow Offers. Here to discuss this with me, should you sell your home to Zillow? Brandon Rampani's back. What's up, brother?
Nice to see you, Derrick. Thanks for having me on.
Dude, this is a very hot topic.
Very hot topic.
Hot topic. People keep telling me crazy stories. I know you've got some experience with this.
Yep.
I know you did some undercover investigation on this.
Yes, I did.
Zillow is basically going out and saying, people who go to their website saying, hey, want to sell your home? Let us make you an offer, right? I believe Redfin's doing this too. There's Open Door, yeah. There's some other, organizations that are doing this. You know, what are the pluses and minuses? I mean, is this something that people should consider?
Yes, I really do. I'm a Zillow Premier agent, so I think I should get that out there first, right? I'm not in here to say anything about that company. I've been with Zillow. I know this is hard to do the math, but I was a loan officer in Seattle when Zillow was called Zillow to 95% of people. And I'll never forget the account executive came in, was like, we're starting this website where it like tracks the value of your home. Be a loan officer on this platform, and we'll send you leads of people that raise their hand. And 15 years ago, it just didn't seem like that was a behind-the-scenes type of business model.
Yeah.
Right? It was more go touch the house, open houses. And so being with Zillow and watching Zillow take it from a small Seattle office to obviously what the impact that they've become today, it is definitely something that you should consider. Zillow is powerful. Zillow has a lot of data, and it sounds to me like Zillow is offering on your house without pulling the shenanigans of repairs and, oh, there's a better house on the other street, maybe we should go for that one. So there's definitely some positives with Zillow Offers, but because I've been in the mix with a person that just went through that whole process with Zillow, I feel not only with my 15 years with Zillow, and now seeing my clients that are literally my best friends asking me for my support that the Zillow offer works, it's put me in a full realm of picture of where Zillow is going.
And I would love to know where that is, because I'm trying to figure it out. I'm looking at the experience I have. I'll tell you, and by the way, I advertise on Zillow as well as a lender, is that people are getting really sort of crazy high offers from Zillow. And I know there's probably some fine print in there, which we can talk about, but they're getting offers that are like, wow, like, I think this is, like agents are telling me, hey, I'm telling them to take it because I can't sell it for that much. Are you seeing that consistently?
That exact story happened when this lady called me. I was on a flight coming back from Idaho, and of course when I see a client's name come across my phone in a knee-jerk market, I just sold her this house. She's a buyer, right? Now she's a seller. To get a phone call a year and a half later or 2 years later and say, look, Zillow is willing to offer me $100,000 more than what your CMA, the analysis that I give a seller before we sell their house, was. So she actually came to me to sell her home. I was going to do it at 4.5%, right? Take 2, give the buyer's agent 2.5. It's a repeat deal in 2 years. Next thing you know, she's getting a Zillow offer for $60,000 above my, CMA, if you will, my market analysis. She says, can you sell the home for this price? And as an agent going into a market where you're going to get offers over list price, but you start embedding that price into your own list price of what that house is worth, I could have said, Wendy, yeah, I can get you $60,000. Maybe taking the listing for 4.5%. But this lady in particular didn't want to deal with the divorce that was going on in her household and bringing a physical heartbeat like an agent at 4.5% to sell their home. So there's a little bit of embarrassment, a little bit of like, I don't want somebody involved in a he said, she said, representing 2 people. So in that scenario, I was fully open to listening to how Zillow Offers was working, because this is a client that didn't want to get me involved in their divorce. Made me breathe a little bit better, but upon seeing the Zillow thing, the one thing that she had a hard time with Zillow Offers, and this is where I think going into a transaction with a computer or a transaction with Wall Street, right? Whatever Zillow is buying your house with, the thing that a seller needs is that, what's the saying about sellers and buyers? Sellers are yellers and buyers are liars, right? So sellers are yellers because if you have an open house or if you take in offers or you do a home inspection, the seller always thinks there's a negative thing coming. Some credit, some disclosure, some fee, something is coming in that 30 days. It's too good to be true. So my client said with Zillow offers, they never had the warm and fuzzy through the process that things were going okay. You don't have to yell, everything's going good, seller. We've got this. And I think that right there is agency.
Yeah.
To me, you can't get that on Wall Street. You're not going to get the everything's all right. You know, we're still buying your house, even though we did this.
More transactional, not relational.
Yeah, and you do see some larger companies in San Diego do that, and that's fine.
Yeah.
There's still a heartbeat on the other side of that phone, and there is with Zillow. But I can't trust Saturday and Sunday that call's going to get answered as fast.
It's not, yeah, probably at all. But
It was 6%, by the way.
I was going to ask.
Zillow did charge 6%.
Okay.
They gave her 60 grand over where I thought value was going to come in, even with offers.
So they charge 6%. Explain that. So, okay, hey, we're offering you this much, but we're going to take out of it a commission for ourselves, basically?
That's they probably call it something
Else?
a liaison fee or a transition to Wall Street fee or there's something there. Obviously, as a seller, you're very astute to percentages, right? 5%, 1%.
Well, that's got to be factored in, right?
Yeah,
Because
it's
if you were
gotta
offering
be.
it 4.5 and there's 6, okay, there's a 1.5%. I don't know the price point here, but that's some money right there
That
that's
is
on the table.
And that 60 grand that I was off on the CMA, but less in fee, and the embarrassment of the divorce, that was the 1, 2, 3 punch.
Gotcha.
What I loved about this client is she still came to me. She still asked me, hey, is this a good deal?
Yeah.
Have you heard about Zillow offers? And of course, I could have sat there right then, D, and bashed Zillow.
Yeah.
Why would you do this? No, you want to sell it to a house, a family, a heartbeat, not a company. And at the end of the day, my client needed cash. She needed cash fast, and Zillow offered that.
Yeah. So it was a good fit.
It was a good fit. Is it the right fit for everyone? That's why I'm here today talking with you.
Let's talk about that.
I personally feel that Zillow offers is a great consideration for a seller that's not ever really wanted to work with an agent. You've got some people out there like that. When you
As
take,
opposed to FSBO, for example?
yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want to really handle this, but yet I want somebody else to handle this that's more of a machine that I trust. That's the difference between the machine and the heartbeat. The machine's never going to give you that validation that everything is going smooth. There's no warnings. I don't see any issues. And I think when you sell something that's $1 million in San Diego County, you got to have someone kind of there looking and coaching and watching this.
You still have to take the home. Well, let me ask you this. So with the Zillow offer, if I'm a seller, you know, one of the things about listing a home and then having something go wrong is that you have to come back on the market. You get that egg on your face and so on and so forth. Is the Zillow offer something that happens all off market?
Yes.
So that there's none of that then?
None of that happens. The next thing you see, and I don't even think it says, now that I look at I think when I checked Wendys property after Zillow took control, I don't think it marked it as sold. I think it just is in that back side of things where you see the title or whatever change hands. I hope it's posted sold, right? Like, because if Zillow is buying these houses for a much higher price and it's behind the scenes, that's
what is their game with that? Like,
I
you
don't know.
did the SEMA, you know the area very well.
Very well.
You know what that home is probably going to sell for,
Yep.
even in a market like this.
Under $1 million, D.
Yeah.
I sold it for $675 18 months ago. And then this isn't the Poway that the Chargers live in. This is the Poway that just switches over Pomerado Road into Bernardo.
Yeah.
Right?
Or the era in which the Chargers lived in
Yes.
Poway, which was great for Poway.
And you know, it's selling a home at $675. You know, 2 years, I think capital gains. That's just how my brain works,
Yep,
right? And
roughly.
so when I look at something at $675, I'll give her $875. How about that? $200K in 2 years. Almost $400K in 19 months, 2 years. I sold the neighbor's house for $650 right after her purchase at $675. What's the end game for Zillow?
That's the big question.
We can consider, you know, San Diego very Hawaii-esque.
Yeah.
There's no real way to grow in San Diego except
Basically an island.
east. It's basically an island. And I think, getting back to our previous conversation, we're low supply, right? Low interest rates.
Yep.
Zillow's going to see that there's still a ripple. There's still going to be some growth to these lack of inventory cities.
I think they're just making a giant bet on the
They
macro
are.
scenario.
They're just making that bet.
They're
I
making a huge bet.
100% agree.
And they're ahead of it, and so a seller might win in a case like that because they're betting on more than just the next 6 months worth of appreciation.
Sure.
They're betting on it to happen for years.
Years.
But what are they doing with these homes? Are they renting them out? Are they selling? Do we have any idea?
No, Justin Ty, I remember seeing him post something on Facebook the other day, one of his listings that became a Zillow listing, and that house was purchased for like $1,038,000, and they were listing it for $1,069,000. Zillow bought it for $1,038,000 and is listing it for $1,069,000. Now the Zandras and the people that are in Flex that really deal with Zillow on a one-on-one basis would know a lot more of why that algorithm doesn't make sense. How do you purchase a home 20 grand before this and then try to sell it with a 5% commission or a 3% commission? You got to pay Justin, you got to pay the agent buying the house.
Yeah.
The delta's not there from the earlier purchase. And so that's a little TB, like I need to find that part out of why they're buying homes and selling them for 20, 30 grand above that.
Is there value in inventory for Zillow? In other words, just having the listing?
Just having the listing is
Is that something that's powerful for them from a lead generation standpoint, from just sort of a
exposure
standpoint?
When you come home and you see a sign that says owned by Zillow on the yard sign, what does that do to you? Like what is that? That's a pretty powerful name.
So they put a yard sign that says that. Gotcha. So it's a branding exercise. Wow. So the whole process is they're paying for marketing. That's the way they're looking at it. By buying and owning the home, putting the sign in the yard, having control
Marketing
of the
it on
leads
Zillow.
on Zillow.
Yep.
Got it.
It's scary.
That makes sense.
It makes sense. We saw it 10 years ago.
But
D.
imagine that. Imagine being in a position where your business model was such that buying a house, which you plan to immediately sell, whether it's for a profit or not, is your marketing expense. Imagine that.
Some deep pockets, sir. Those are some deep pockets. But there is a catch.
Okay.
Zillow right now has a max price of what they're willing to pay a San Diego property.
A max total or per property?
That's it.
Okay, we won't go over $1
We
million.
will
or
not
something.
go over $1,050,000 is what I was told
Okay.
when I did a Zillow offers behind the scene on my home.
Okay, so
Just to see.
this was your
Personal residence.
investigative journalistic work here.
Let's see what Wendy went through.
So you went on there to Zillow.
Click.
Said, hey,
Seconds, brother.
really?
Seconds.
You had a call?
Got a call.
A call within seconds.
I'd like to set up an interview with one of our blank, blank, blanks, whatever they're calling the title of the Zillow person, AKA the first agent or person talking to this person. I'll be honest, buddy. If you paid someone to be on a phone to talk to $1 million homeowners, which is, right, that's over Zillow, right? That's what we're doing. It was like calling Home Depot and asking if my lumber's in.
Oh, it wasn't good.
No.
Okay. What time and day was it? Do you remember?
It was 8 a.m., 9 a.m.,
Like on the
West
during the week?
Coast.
Okay.
Yeah, during the week.
Okay. Should be the A team then. I mean, that's
It
wasn't
should be
Sunday night. Okay. So you got the A team. Weren't impressed with it.
Wasn't impressed, but
look, if we know that that's
numbers
the real
talk.
business model,
Yeah.
then at the end of the day, they're saying, hey, we're not spending the money on that guy. We're spending it on our offer because we want to make this a no-brainer for you. That's what it sounds like to me.
That's exactly what it felt like. Because the offer that they didn't give me due to my fact that I'm over the purchase price for what Zillow offers is wanting to do, then took my brain to the zip codes of San Diego County.
Yeah, where does it fit?
Where is Zillow offers gonna fit? You and I both know in a correction or a dip, it affects the outer zip codes first.
Always.
Always. What's under $1 million?
Yeah. Interesting.
It's unbelievable.
Was there
the
a
model.
plan B for them with you? Like you're like, okay, hey, here's my address, or like, okay,
Oh,
that's,
yep.
that's too much.
Zandra.
They tried to refer you to Xandra. Okay, that's what I was going to ask. It's
That's
like,
where Xandra, Justin
where
Todd,
she's
that's where
crushing it.
all of them come in, because if they can't sell the home or if they pull something and it's in a fire, like if Zillow sees something from their analysis, probably very similar to what a lender or an underwriter can pull, just to make sure the Carfax, if you will, the health facts of the house makes sense. And if it doesn't, let's get someone out there with a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And it's all under
And
Zillow.
go from there. Okay. Very, very interesting.
It's extremely interesting.
Dude, this is...
One more thing before I go.
Yeah, please.
Zillow loves bomb packages. They're investing a lot of money that when you click, give me some information on Zillow, I want to want you to buy my house. They're going to send you something, and it's fancy.
Really? Like in the mail package?
In the mail. Physical package.
What'd they send you?
It was like a mug. It was like some mask. It was like to open a door with those new hooks, so you don't have to touch the door handle. So
great.
I got to be honest, it's very similar to what an agent did. You take a listing appointment. You don't quite get the listing yet. You're going to send them something.
So here's my question for you. You've been with Zillow a long time.
Yeah, long time.
You feel threatened at all by
Nope.
this?
I'm leaning in with them.
Okay.
I have a call today with my Zillow account executive. It's weekly. They look at my business, my clicks, my listings, where I'm at on my zip code, my spend.
You don't think there will be a point in the future where they say, we don't need the Brandons anymore. Bye-bye, Brandon.
If that does happen, D, right? If that does happen, the amount of experience that I've gained next to Zillow, which is where the market's apparently heading,
Yeah.
I've learned so much from this that people are going to need that information.
So it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Man, this is great stuff. Brandon Rampani, you're amazing. I appreciate you so much. Team, you got to share this video with your friends. This is a really hot topic, and this is tremendous information from a great agent in the area. Share it with your friends. Let's help make them smarter than everyone else.